Guys, behave yourselves, God's sake. I'm Lindsay Foxcroft from Trauma FX. Trauma FX provides casualty simulation for the military and medical training. There's no gaps. Just keep your hand on there for me.
Plenty of hair on it, won't come off.
So we provide role-play actors that are predominantly amputees and special effects makeup artists. Right, you just keep your eye on that for me and make sure that there's no bubbles in it. I did an art degree, so I knew nothing of the military world, I knew nothing of the medical world. Started volunteering after I graduated the Army Medical Services Training Centre in York, and they didn't really have any form of simulation. They were quite impressed with what we were doing and wanted to improve their simulation, and one thing led to another, really. Great, yeah, if you can swap places for me. We use specialist products that you would associate really with film and TV. This is silicone, so the actual prosthetics are made from silicone. So Ian's going to have facial injuries, so quite significant around the mouth, so there's an airway sort of compromise there. James is going to have frag wounds to his chest area and underneath his armpit, and then Ray's going to have quite a significant blunt trauma to the back of his head. Are you ready for me?
It was a bit of a shock. I didn't know anything about the military before being involved in this. I'm Ian Dixon with Trauma FX. And like 1 week I sent an email, and then within a couple of weeks I was sitting in a ditch after being supposedly blown up. My only contact with the military was what you see on the news, and you have a view on it, a political view, say, but now what we do is a job of work to train them. New recruits, they come to us and they go through an induction training. So we not only teach them how to act, but also understanding their environment, so they understand what's going to happen to them as a casualty. Screw your face up for me.
We work real close with medics, with the medics. James Barnes-Miller, and I work for Trauma FX. And normally they'll give us hints and, right, I want you to do this. This is, like, you've got these injuries, so you're going to have to act like this, and I need blood coming out of your mouth, I need this, I need that.
So I'm just putting all the sticky blood effects on now, so starting to put all the blood in. I'll work on this one.
I was always a motorcyclist, and a young chap, he was only 19, he didn't see me. My name's Raymond Bays, and I work for Trauma FX. My leg was smashed up. Well, my whole body was smashed up. I was a right mess. Now I owe my life to doctors and nurses, and it is quite rewarding to sort of feel like you're helping, giving something back type of thing.
I need somebody.
There you go.
It's all, the role play is to add to the realism of the makeup, and the troops, without realising, then get drawn into it and role play themselves.
What's your name?
And you can hear it on their breath, they're shaking, if it's a long serial especially.
Hey, hang in there, we're going to take good care of you, okay?
It's important when you're taking care of somebody who's critically wounded to be able to kind of shut off the emotional aspect of your mind and focus on the task at hand of saving their life. And I think having these amputees that look like they do, as real as they do, it helps the younger members of our crew that have not been exposed to traumatic war injuries kind of get used to that.
The smell of the rubber gloves and oxygen, that takes me right back to when it actually did happen. And I kind of just reenact.
It's an intense job and it's exhausting, and they're away from their families, they're away from home.
We all sort of pull together, and it gives us something worthwhile to do, very worthwhile to do, and hopefully saving lives.
Sorry, cold.
Yeah, I enjoy it, and I'll do it for as long as I can get away with it, basically, you know.
Not often that you can do all those things, which is being creative, having a really close team, and doing something that's really worthwhile. So yeah, I couldn't have a better job, really. Right, next.